Welcome to the Aesthetics Unfiltered Podcast. We are Michelle Jones and Melanie Torres, two leading medical aesthetic nurse practitioners and great friends based in California. We uncover the inner workings of the booming aesthetics industry from both the patients as well as the providers' perspectives.
Join us for the authentic conversations about current and trending treatments, best practices, and the real issues people face with modern beauty standards. Any information or advice given is general in nature. You should consult with a healthcare provider before undergoing any treatment.
Hey everybody, it's a special session of Aesthetics Unfiltered. And I have two co-stars. All right, Fluffy, come on up. Thank you for being part of it. Okay. That is my cat, Fluffy, and today I have my friend, colleague, and skincare expert, Holly. And Holly works at our Skin Spirit Burlingame, and she is the busiest esthetician. And
Don't get wild. We're all busy.
I know, but you're extra busy. I know. I see you out there. I see you hustling. My patients love her, and she is really, really good at all the skincare science. So I want to just have an overview of a consultation because she does a lot of assessments and consultations for skincare. And I call her my celebrity skincare guru. So welcome, Holly.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me on, Michelle. Appreciate you. Let's just get into it.
Yeah.
So do you want to pretend like you're doing your consult?
Yeah. So tell us like a little bit about what your normal day looks like, and then we'll dive into your favorite skincare practices.
So I really love to do results-driven treatments. I think that's why working at Skin Spirit or any kind of aesthetic spa is really important, because we're not just fluffily petting your face and making you feel good. We're doing that too, but we're also helping you achieve your goals.
Yeah.
Really, every facial is customized to your client's specific needs and goals. And so what I like to do is really identify what those are, because I might be seeing something in your skin that you don't notice, and I don't want to point that out to you. That's not my job to make you feel bad about yourself.
I'll do that for you.
Michelle will help you with that one. She'll make you feel like trash. Just kidding. But I really want to help people feel the best in their skin. So I don't want to be like, oh, your hyperpigmentation is so bad. And they're like, what hyperpigmentation, right? Like, that's not my job.
Yeah.
So for me, I like to identify what people's goals are, what they're trying to achieve, and really help them get there. And in my opinion, product is really the way you go about doing that.
Yeah. And I think we have really great skincare products. I think my patients, I think everyone is overwhelmed with the skincare industry in general. I mean, when people come in and I shouldn't ask them what they're on because half the time I don't know. There's too many products. But what I can tell you is, you know, what we usually recommend is we always recommend science-based products that have clinical evidence behind them. And we use them ourselves, and we use them throughout multiple patients and multiple years with excellent outcomes. And there's probably a lot of great products out there. It's just a lot of them have no science, so everyone's confused. And I think these like 20-step skincare routines are just not sustainable. No one has time. So we want to be efficient and get the highest like medical grade, like simplest routine that will actually work. So what are your top products? And, you know, if someone was coming in and they already had decent skin, like what would you tell them?
Well, I think first, really like you're building a routine customized to that person, right? And so really we need to identify what kind of cleanser that they're using. People think cleansing is just like you can use whatever the fuck product you want. No.
Okay.
Cleansing is really one of your most important steps in your skincare routine. If you're using the improper cleanser, you're actually setting your skin up for failure, because you're either overstripping your skin of the natural oils, the hydration that your skin needs to perform well, or you're not getting a clean enough barrier, so you're not ridding yourself of the impurities, the dead skin cells, all those kind of things. So really that's like your base of your step. If you're on the drier side, you need to be using a creamy cleanser. Elastin Ultra Calm is amazing for that.
Okay.
It's not going to feel like you're getting that quote unquote squeaky clean feeling like a foaming cleanser, but we don't want that. We want your skin to still feel hydrated and juicy. And so it's really identifying. That's the first step that I do with my clients. What kind of cleanser are you using?
Clean your face.
Clean your face for sure. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's just so much. I only want to I only cleanse in the morning, or I only cleanse at night. Great. If you're only going to cleanse once time a day, make sure you're doing it at night. Make sure you're rinsing that day off your skin.
Yeah. All that sweat, all those tears
is the biggest thing. I always want my clients to be cleansing with cool water.
Okay.
Hot water strips the natural oil barrier, and also strips oil or water. So you're dehydrating the skin. So we start with there.
So cool water.
Cool water always.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be frozen, but shouldn't be like your hot, juicy
does that
shower.
contract the pores? Do you think that's a thing if it's cooler water?
No, but I think it essentially makes it so you're not just like steaming off moisture from your skin. Like think of evaporation. So starting with a good cleanser.
Today, you guys. Okay.
I think everyone over the age of 25 should be using a good vitamin C.
Agreed.
Why do we use vitamin C? Do you know?
I do know. I use it every day.
But why?
I use what you tell me to do because I know you're a skincare nerd.
Yeah.
It helps inflammation, free radicals, blue light, less inflammation causes less aging.
Yep.
Makes your skin glowier. Helps environmental damage, some of them, but not all of them are created equal, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, there's a lot of vitamin C's that don't even penetrate the skin, and it has to be at a certain pH to penetrate, right?
It also has to be formulated. Typically, my clients, if you're like, I'm on a budget, you can be on a budget with a lot of products. Your cleanser, your moisturizer, I don't care. Your vitamin C, you need to spend money on.
Spend money on that. Get
vitamin
the real stuff.
C, get your real stuff. It is blocking free radical damage. So that's environmental pollutants, that's sun damage. It's putting a barrier on your cells that essentially says you're not welcome to come in here. We're protecting you. It helps build collagen, helps brighten up pigmentation. When you're using these less efficacious vitamin C's, it actually can cause a lot of inflammatory response. If I have clients that come in and they're like, hey, I'm doing all the right things, I have this amazing routine, but I'm like getting a lot of irritation, it usually is their vitamin C.
Oh, so interesting.
Yeah.
I heard, some people break out with their vitamin C. Do you think that's why? It's just not the right one.
It's not the right one. It's not formulated correctly. It's not a stable molecule. So when it's formulated for these Sephora or The Ordinary or any of these kind of brands that like aren't well formulated, scientifically formulated, they oxidate too quickly and can cause the
that makes
irritation.
Sense.
Yeah.
So interesting, you guys. So what are your favorite vitamin C's?
I love Alto Advanced by
Me
Skin
too.
Better Science. And the reason why I like it so much, because I feel like everyone loves CE Ferulic. CE Ferulic's been around for so long by SkinCeuticals. Also a great vitamin C. However, Alto Advanced does not only extrinsic signs of aging, so environmental pollutants, sun damage, all the things that we get from the outside world, it helps block and protect against those things, but it also helps protect against internal oxidative stress as well. So it's the only one that prevents intrinsic signs of aging as well as extrinsic.
And I know it's not just vitamin C. There's like a lot of different antioxidants in there.
There are
I think
19, yeah.
Okay, I was going to say 18. There's so many. That's one of the ones I love.
Yeah.
Amazing. How about with acne prone skin? Do you still think that's a good product if people have more acne prone skin because it's so active?
I think it can cause some irritation because it is so active. However, few and far between for those clients. And with my acne clients, I like to identify what the most important thing in their routine is to start with, right? Yeah. So if they have acne, and acne presents in different ways. Acne can present as non-inflammatory acne where it's really just a lot of blackheads. Blackheads are typically caused by dehydrated skin. And so if you have a lot of those, I'm going to start by identifying and helping with your hydration before we even try and treat your acne. Like we're starting with that because if we just go to acne products, it's going to dry your client out and it's not going to give them the proper barrier function to help their skin heal.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
I mean, yes, vitamin C, but we're going to start with other things to help address their acne before that.
And what other vitamin C's is it? Do you like any other vitamin C's that you're seeing good results with?
Yeah, I really love the Revision vitamin C, C plus complex. I like that because also advanced for folks who are on the paler side, like myself, can leave a little bit of an orange residue.
When I use it twice a day one day, I was like, orange.
It can leave a little bit of an orange residue. The Revision C Plus complex has Melipath technology, so it helps reduce inflammation, but it also goes on clear, so you don't have any of that residue. So you're still getting the potency of a good vitamin C without maybe some of the irritation and maybe some of that like pigments.
What about, I know the plated, we haven't got into that product, but there is a daily one. Does that have vitamin C in it? It has more antioxidants in it.
I don't believe that has any vitamin C in it. And same with TNS. All of those do have some antioxidant compounds, but it doesn't mean that it's a vitamin C.
Yeah. So I guess when I think of vitamin C, I think more of like antioxidant, and like I don't think it necessarily needs to be vitamin C. It just needs to be something that's antioxidant in nature. So Holly's giving us, I'm ready to book a facial like today. like let's do it now. All right. So vitamin C, I always think that's like, you're saying that that's a really active product. And so we should have a really high quality product.
Yes. And that's preventative. Your vitamin C is preventative. Preventative is always in the morning. It's protecting you from the day. A lot of products say that you can use vitamin C morning and night. You can. Vitamin C does stay in your skin about 18 hours.
Oh, amazing.
And so it's preventing that oxidative stress all throughout the day. So it's kind of a waste of money, in my opinion, to use it morning and night.
I get that question a lot, like, because patients are confused if they're supposed to use it at night as well. And I always say the morning just to like, be more protective, but I didn't know it lasted that long.
Yeah. Okay. And I always tell my clients to remember like vitamin C, like your glass of orange juice with breakfast in the morning. Like that's, I love that. Remember it that way and then leave it in the morning.
I love that. So what is the next most active product that someone should have in their skincare routine?
So I think everyone should have their prevention with their vitamin C and sunscreen. Sunscreen's obviously super important, but everyone should be using that
SPF
already.
30 or above, right? Zinc or titanium.
30 and above, reapplying throughout the day, every 80 minutes to 2 hours, really religiously. That's going to be your best protection against
tinted
aging.
Windows, a visor, and those hand gloves. Just kidding.
I do wear hand gloves when I drive. But I think the other most important is the corrective, which is retinols.
Yeah, let's talk about, I think really those are, I've been doing that since I was 28 and I'm 40 now.
And you look amazing.
Well, she straightened my hair today. It was a mess. And anyhow,
beauty guru.
Thank you. So retinol, I think that a lot of people have over the counter stuff that's not researched, and who knows. It's not prescription, so it probably is not that strong. But although there are some products out there that are probably stronger because they're not researched. So I think definitely get your vitamin C's and your retinols from a medical grade clinic, dermatologist, medical spa. So what are your favorite retinols? And tell me about retinol.
Yeah. Retinols, why everyone needs to have it in their routine, whether you're facing acne or if you're facing fine lines, wrinkles, all the signs of aging. What do retinols do? They speed up cell turnover. So as we age, our skin really slows down. It's not regenerating as quickly as when we're plump, juicy babies, nice teenagers, all those things. Our skin really slows down. And so retinols speed up your cell turnover. Okay. Our skin goes from regenerating every 28 days when we're in our 20s to every 100 days or so when we're super old. So it's getting crusty dusty in there. But retinols keep everything moving. So they help that cell proliferation, which helps collagen induction. It helps reduce pigmentation. It helps fine lines, wrinkles. It helps with acne because you don't have that stagnant skin just kind of sitting behind. So it really helps to smooth everything out. That being said, because it's speeding up that regeneration process, when you start a new product like tretinoin, prescription strength retinoid, that is going to cause some peeling, shedding, things like that.
And even acne a little bit.
It can cause some purging too, for sure.
I had some purging with it.
My favorite retinoid to kind of prevent that from happening, but still get the potency is Alpha Ret by Skin Better Science. They use an encapsulated retinol. So instead of it just going directly into your skin and kind of starting that proliferation process, it's actually going in and being like, hey, we're going to time release. So we have a slower process.
Yeah.
So,
and it has glycolic and lactic acid. So you're getting multiple.
some exfoliation.
Yeah. That's the one I usually start my patients on. What do you think? I also like the Sente one. Have you used that one before? The even tone?
I have for pigmentation concerns, but I feel like it is a little bit stronger.
It is strong.
And
I do 2 pumps of that.
Yeah. Some flakiness, crustiness with it, maybe.
I go hard.
What I tell my clients is more is not more always. So
okay. I'm already messing up. I'm just slathering that on.
But yeah, I like Sente. I do love a prescription strength, like
tretinoin as well.
Tretinoin.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's going to give you that super smooth, glassy skin, but you do have to be prepared for like
a trial period.
The retinol uglies, which are about 6 to 8 weeks of flaky,
I
crusty.
did that literally. I started tretinoin like the week before I did my Morpheus treatment, and my skin. It was things that I tell patients not to do, but I don't listen because I'm just very stubborn. And I definitely had acne for a week. It was pretty bad. I was like, what is happening? Because there was so much exfoliation happening. So don't do that. Don't start it like the week before and then do a really intense treatment on top of it. And then,
although we've all done that. We've all tried it.
Now my face is great. It was a minute. But I have a lot of people that say they're on tretinoin, but they're only using it once a week. What do you think about that? Is that doing anything?
No. I mean, it's doing a little something, right? But I tell my clients, and this probably isn't the right analogy, but I tell my clients when you're only using it a couple times a week, it's like you're supposed to run a mile. Like we need to all run a mile, but you're right.
I need to.
Running it in 100-yard dashes like every few days. And you're like, okay, that's great. Like, I'm glad you're getting some exercise, but like, why aren't we just running the mile?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like when you're starting a retinoid, you're like getting some of the benefits,
right?
And then you stop using it for a week because you can't tolerate it.
Right.
And in my opinion, you should be using a lower strength retinoid that you can use more frequently than using the highest, most potent one and only being able to tolerate it once a week or once every 2 weeks.
What if you did both? Like, what if you did the really potent tretinoin and then on the off days you did like a retinoid that's medical grade? Is that still good?
I think that's totally fine. I've been doing that.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, same.
Okay, good. So I think tretinoin is like the prescriptive form of Retin-A that's been around forever. It's very strong. It causes some inflammation when you put it on. It wasn't really like user friendly. So then we got medical grade retinoids, which are like time release versions of the same prescription that our bodies basically like time release it into our skin with an enzyme, so it's more user friendly, and that is probably more effective because you can use it more readily and more consistently than like once a week with tretinoin. But if you have really oily skin, sometimes those are the patients that tolerate tretinoin better. And I think it's the most like researched medication, anti-aging med in dermatology, with like so much research on it. So I definitely recommend that, and don't skimp on that product because that's a product that you really want to be medical grade. And it's very anti-aging. It's also a little photosensitive, so wear your sunscreen. And a lot of people stop it in the summer because they're going to be on vacation. Like, what do you think about that? Should we be stopping Retin-A?
I honestly, I never stop my retinol. I go on vacations, but I also come back the same color that I am right now. I never get tan. So I think wearing your sunscreen, wearing that big hat, like, why are you stopping your skincare for a quarter of the year? Like, do we not want that prevention those 3-4 months? Like, no, let's keep using it. But let's protect our skin that we should be doing every day.
So the only time I did stop it was when I was literally in Hawaii laying out like 3 hours a day, and I was just like over it. I didn't care anymore. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just take a break from, I'm just like, I want to be a normal person. And my face was bright red from the Retin-A, so I stopped.
Great.
But I think there was a study that says that actually, even though you get more red, like your skin is more protected with the Retin-A because it's an antioxidant. I'm pretty sure. So maybe try not to stop it. And try to, maybe you go to like a lighter version if you can't handle it. It depends on how much sun exposure you're getting. So what is the third most important medical grade skincare product that's very active that everyone should be using?
So I think vitamin C and retinol are the most important. That is like, if you're on a budget and you can only afford two things, that's what you like.
That's what you get
for.
The feet photos online for.
Yeah, 100%. You gotta pay for those and medical grade.
I don't care
Once you're like, and I actually don't think that that's the right question of like, what's the next most important thing? Because I think from there, it's actually what's the most important thing
individually.
Okay. Right. But what's going to benefit everyone is some kind of exosome or growth factor.
Okay.
Which I think
that's
you
what
were
a lot of
trying to
people
get
are
at.
missing. Yeah, that's what I was trying to pull out of you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So do we know what those do? Do you want me to explain? Do you want to go?
Well, I have you on here because you're better at explaining them than me. I usually,
okay.
when I'm in the room, I'm like, I will inject your whole face and laser you, but I don't have the energy to go through each product. I'm just like, use this. It works. It's medical grade.
Don't know how, don't know why, but use it.
Hey, I do the research. I've done the studies. We sell like 3 or 4 different growth factors.
So many.
Exosomes. Exosomes are the latest buzz, and I try to simplify it for people. I'm not a scientist, but it's basically like a messenger molecule that houses all of our growth factors, that communicates with the collagen and elastin cells that produce collagen to like basically be more efficient and work better. And that's what I got out of it.
Excellent.
And where they come from, the source does matter. So you want to make sure it's a really legit company with like clean sources, and the type of cell matters as well. So that's what I got out of the exosome.
Yeah.
It's like a more potent form of growth factors that has a complete message that your skin can understand better than fragmented growth factors where it's like a complete message.
Totally.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right.
It's also helping reduce inflammation. So really growth factors and exosomes, like Michelle just said, are just more potent, easier bioavailability growth factors. Like they're just better, right?
2.0.
2.0. It's reducing inflammation in the skin, which is helping all those signs of aging, the pigmentation, the fine lines, wrinkles, redness, kind of what we've been talking about with that oxidative stress. But it also goes in, as we age, our collagen starts to gelatinize. It's not as strong anymore.
It's not as organized either.
No, it's just like floating around.
It's like me every day.
Which is why we start noticing collagen is the structure of our skin. I always tell clients that because they're like, I've heard the word, but what is collagen? Collagen is like the bounce. This is your elasticity, your collagen. And as we lose that, we notice more
crepey skin, fine lines, wrinkles.
That's what people are in for treating, right?
Like that's why we do all of these aesthetic treatments.
Totally.
We'll go into that.
So a growth factor goes in and it sweeps out all those old, sad, gelatinous cells. And it's like, yo, start working out again. Like, let's get you back in shape.
All right.
And so they're working out, they're getting strong, they're strengthening, they're helping tautness, they're helping texture, they're helping kind of all those elasticity things. And they pair really well with Sculptra and other
injectable anti-aging.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think everything works together, but the growth factors are basically just making everything work more efficiently, right? And making your skin act younger. And so now we have exosomes, which are like a more advanced version of growth factors. And we're even microneedling those into the skin for the skin to work more efficiently, produce more collagen more efficiently, decrease inflammation, heal faster. And that's been a really big success. And it's kind of the similar concept with PRF. It's like your own growth factors coming from yourself, your own blood, and we needle those into your face as well. Sometimes it's hard to tell you what's going to work better. I think if you're more mature and older and your blood might not be as efficient, so maybe the exosomes is better for you. But if you're in your 30s or 40s, you might want to use your own PRF if you're a healthy individual. So there's a lot of basically the trends in anti-aging and aesthetics is just like using your own body's ability to repair in different ways and like maximizing your treatments by adding in like PRF or exosomes.
Totally.
Or stacking your treatments. So if you're using something like plated, which has exosomes, or TNS recovery complex, which is really amazing, TNS advanced. You also have the elastin skin restorative. If you're using something like that in a really good medical grade skincare system, everything that we're doing more intense wise to injure your skin and tell your skin to promote is going to work more efficiently if your skin is already in a healthy state.
Totally.
It's like if you're working out, but you're eating like shit, like you're not going to get as good results.
Totally.
Right. But if you're eating well, i.e. doing great skincare and you're working out, which I'm doing neither right now.
Good job. I mean, we all go through those. We all go through those phases.
It's going to be great. You know?
Totally. No, and that's what I tell my clients. I honestly, in their consult, the first thing I'm saying to them is your skincare is more important than anything that I can do in here for you.
I believe that.
Because what I'm doing is catalyzing a process. I'm helping you get reduced pigmentation. I'm helping you get better texture. I'm helping you with all these things, acne, whatever. If your routine is shit and you're continuing to use shit products, your skin is going to be shit. You're only in to see me at most every 4 weeks.
Yeah.
One time every 4 weeks is not going to give you results. Like you just said, I go to the gym once a month. Like, bitch, why are you not getting results? Because you go once a month, right?
I know.
Like,
let's be honest with ourselves.
I go more than once a month.
Let's be honest with
still.
ourselves. You're looking good. So, in summary, the top 3 bread and butter medical grade products that you should invest in are
Besides sunscreen.
Definitely. That's like a given. That's like,
we don't even need to
like
talk
drink
about
water,
it.
you might die.
Yeah.
You know? So,
vitamin C,
retinoids,
and some kind of growth factor exosome for anti-aging and anti-inflammatory.
Yes. And not all of these products are created equal. So it is hard for the consumer, but there's a lot of research on these articles. Like I just went down a rabbit hole and, you know, looked up the articles relating to some of these products. Like they are out there. And if you want them, ask for them from us and don't just do a 20-step routine that's causing more irritation for your face.
Totally. More is not always more.
And I like things that are really simple. My skincare routine takes me 5 minutes. That's all I can handle. And if it's more than that, most people aren't going to do it. Let's be honest. Like we want to pay for simplicity and things that are powerful and give you the, you know, the most bang for your buck and your time back.
Yeah.
Let's deep dive into one other topic. And this is a preview for upcoming sessions. And I'm kind of using Holly because I haven't done all my research, but I spent 2 hours on this today. So I'm just going to go into it. Sorry, you're in it with me.
Great. I can't wait.
Well, it's a long skincare. Now there's all these at-home devices. And people are really into them and we can't ignore them anymore. And I used to feel like as a medical professional, I'm a nurse practitioner of 13 years. I used to think all these things are just crap. And a lot of them are. But, you know, I'm getting a little skewed by the LED masks.
Totally.
I'm getting a little skewed. I'm seeing the dancing images of the faces. I'm seeing doctors that I know that are making their own face masks. I'm just like, should I be doing this? And I did go down a little deep dive into, and these are the masks that light up that look really scary that you're seeing online. That's what these are. And we're getting this. I mean, these questions come up multiple times a day in the treatment room. So I cannot ignore it. Yeah. So I am doing my own research, you guys, and I'm asking for your advice too, because I know all of you have a version of a mask out there. And what I found is there's a lot of research on LED in general because light therapy is used. I mean, we have light therapy. That's what lasers are, and that's why they're trending. But they're medical grade. They have science behind them. They're a medical treatment, and they're aggressive. Whereas these at-home therapies, you know, the research between the different lights makes sense, but how strong is that light? How much does it penetrate? Has that device been tested? Is there a clinical trial on that device? Those are the pending questions that we're not sure.
Totally.
It probably won't hurt anyone because they're probably not that strong if you can do them at home, but I do get some good feedback from patients and I have seen results in their skincare looking better, and it's kind of crazy. So, what are your thoughts on the LED? Is that coming up in your room?
Absolutely. All day long.
Okay.
In my opinion, LED is really beneficial for the skin. It is helping that cell renewal process, particularly red LED. Red LED is helping with collagen. It's helping with kind of everything that we've been talking about today. Really, though, people aren't using it consistently. Yeah. So you don't get your results if you're not using it consistently. I know for me, I will use it religiously for a week and be like, ooh, I'm so good at this. And then I will put it in the back of my closet and I will never look at it again.
Yeah. I have one that's been in a box for 2 years. Yeah. And I just opened it today and started charging it because I was reading about the benefits of red light therapy. And it was like $300, right? So I think it's interesting. I don't think these actual masks from the companies have any like clinical trials, but in general, if you read about LED lights in general, there's a lot of research. So it's kind of confusing out there. I think it could be beneficial, especially I know red light's a longer wavelength that's better for like cell regeneration, anti-aging, whereas blue light is more for acne.
Killing bacteria.
It does kill the bacteria.
Oxygenating the skin. Yep.
Okay. But I also read that the blue light could potentially cause more hyperpigmentation on certain skin tones, which could be problematic.
Same with red LED. I don't love red LED for my melasma clients.
You've seen that too?
It's still using heat. It's still using some heat, which can exacerbate your melasma. So if you're like, oh, I'm going to use this for a pigment reduction, it can actually make your pigment worse.
These are good facts to know that these are things that are trending right now that we're hearing. And I'm going to do some more research on the top LED mask. And I started today, but I was a little bit more impressed than I was shying away from it. I mean, I think you have to use these for up to 12 weeks, really. That was what I think one of the studies said is like 12 weeks to see the benefit. And, the benefit would be potentially building collagen, just like our lasers and other modalities, but in a different way by hitting your skin at a cellular level deeper. But how does that compare to something like Halo or Fraxel or all the other really intense lasers that we are doing? There was an article that basically was like, it has no comparison at all. And that's like, it doesn't, because there's no studies on it, but it probably doesn't hurt and it probably helps a little bit if you're consistent.
Well, and I think also if we're thinking about it, like you're not expecting your LED light at home to make miracles, right? But when you go in to get a halo treatment, you're like, I want to really see change. Right. And I would view your skincare, even if you have great skin and you start using a vitamin C and a retinol, you're not going to notice a difference. You're not. Your skin's already great, right? And so I would take red LED as a
booster,
like an addition to your routine, but don't expect like life-changing results. Expect maintenance.
I think it could be a positive tool depending on the product, and there's about 5 that are trending that I'll deep dive into for you guys on another session. I just need more time to deep dive because I didn't realize how in depth it was, and I kind of was like overwhelmed because there is a lot of info out there. But yeah, I mean, I think if you're consistent with it, and it has to be a user-friendly mask. I think a lot of them are bulky, and I've heard people, if you can't open your eyes during it, and you can't, it can't be longer than a few minutes a day because we're not going to be able to do that consistently. If there's a lot of user-friendly things, if you have to have it plugged in and it's not like wireless, I mean, there's so many things to look at. Look at the price point. They're probably anywhere from $100 to $600. So, I'll deep dive into that because I know this is a hot topic. There are a lot of videos on this, but I'll do my own research along with like educational sources. But I'm not totally against this now after like reading more into it. Now, I think with the microcurrent stuff, there's a lot of microcurrent devices on the market, and I think those don't really have much research behind them.
I think it's a temporary fix.
You
don't expect long-term.
Maybe lymphatics. Yeah. Maybe it will drain out the lymphatics in the face and make you look less puffy. But it's all pretty subtle. But I think the LED could be promising, but I think you do have to be careful with pigmentation if you're prone to melasma. Especially with the blue light, and a lot of people, there's like blue light and red light and some even near infrared light, and they don't know what they're doing and they're just pushing all the buttons.
Well, and a lot of them are separate. A lot of them come as either red or blue. Some come together, but
some are coming together though now,
blue
girl.
Really should only be used by your acne clients. You folks at home, no acne, just want to focus on anti-aging. Stick with your red.
Stick with the red light. All right, you guys. Well, that is a wrap for today. Thanks for listening. This was fun. Send me your DMs of what you want to hear, but upcoming topics will be more like the top 5 red light or LED mask and my breakdown. also some research on that, as well as what we're seeing in the clinic as aesthetic providers in terms of GLP-1s and how that's affecting our treatment plans, specifically face and booty.
Amazing. Can't wait.
All right, you guys, stay tuned. We'll see you again. Bye. For our latest news, follow us on Instagram at aesthetics.unfiltered.podcast or in our personal pages on Instagram.
Mine is melanie.skin.np and Michelle skin.smarty.np, both on Instagram. Have a great day.